بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته الحمد لله إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعين ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد Alhamdulillah, all praises be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has given us all the sustenance which we need. Alhamdulillah. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, inshallah we will continue with our discussion. Actually not today's hadith, last week we only did half. وعن جابر بن عبد الله رضي الله تعالى عنهما قال كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا خطب احمرت عيناه وعلى صوته واشتد غضبه حتى كأنه منذر جيش يقول صبحكم ومساكم ويقول أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل بدعة ضلالة رواه مسلم. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullah radhiyallahu anhu, whenever Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam delivered a khutbah, which is religious talk, or we say it as a sermon, his eyes would become red, his voice rose. This hadith enjoins us upon us that the khutbah should be delivered loudly, example with a high pitch of sound, and it should be represent such a style which may be effective enough to move the audience. Last week I've touched on this. So it's very important that not say it's compulsory, but the objective Friday prayers is for the khatib to share, to remind, to advise the congregant, advise himself and the congregant who attend the prayer, Friday prayer, Eidul Fitr, Idul Adha, and also khutbah nikah. Sometimes people go for wedding. My experience, I marry off 200 plus couples. Sometimes I give khutbah, people challenge my voice. At the point of time, tired to always say, please keep quiet, please keep quiet. I just put the mic, I look left, look right. People who understand, they keep quiet. Some don't understand. So what is the objective of khutbah nikah? Sometimes I will ask, what is your objective of your presence in this nikah? If you want to talk, you come after nikah, or not? After nikah, you can talk, you can laugh, you can do whatever you want. They also play music and everything. During nikah, is listen, Ustaz, I got married, I got grandchildren. But the khutbah is something remind us, Some of them age of 70 years old go Sharia court for divorce. Nowadays. So you see, this is something to reflect us in our marriage life. Even though the newlywed couple is going to get married, those who are married is a reflection. We reflect back, yeah, I miss out this thing. So I should be doing this. Or you can say yourself, you have done well. Or in this part, you are still doing good. So you see, so khutbah, what is the objective of the khutbah? For the khatib to deliver is a reminder for us, advice for us. It's not talk here, talk there. Friday prayers people not talk loud. But when you go for khutbah nikah, when you go for bayan, religious talk, tazkirah. I remember always you got maulid. After Maghrib, I give you talk on top, sisters will be talking. Only now due to COVID, there's no maulid. So you see, sometimes we come for the majlis barakah, you get reward. After that, you do some macro thing, your reward, sunnah reward go down. So what is the point? So that's why it's very, very important, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam. In Islam, there is something which Rasulullah has taught us, there is a beneficial. There's nothing which don't benefit us. We can't say, oh, I know everything. We are human who is very weak. Our iman, not health, iman. So it's very, very important for us to always listen to advice, listen to tazkirah. Why we call it tazkirah? Remembrance for us. Even I myself sometimes, I see my Ustaz class, I click, I hear. Even it's a basic, I may forget. It's a reminder for me. Sometimes see this Ustaz, I will click and listen. It's a reminder. We may forget, we are human. So that's why it's very important. Khutbah, the objective is this. Okay? Next, and his anger would become intensified, as if he Sallallahu was like one warning an army and saying, the enemy has made a morning attack on you. The enemy has made an evening attack on you. So Prophet, when he delivers khutbah, he will be very firm. The voice is very loud. Because the time of the khutbah delivered is the time where people can easily fall asleep. Like some of your work, halfway you come, when you sit down under this big fan and everything, mashallah. The imam every go up, you already done that. You can see some of them sleeping. I can't remember. In one of the mosques, I was delivering my speech after Zuhur prayer. Got few jama'ah, one brother was sleeping and snoring. I can understand, tired. Yeah, we understand. But this is an example. That is the time. If now people sleep and snore, something's wrong. The weather is not hot. But after Zuhur, that is the time. And my voice is not like that, it will be more louder. Different timing, my voice is different. Because I cannot be soft like that, talking. People fall asleep. Now it's different. So you see, that's why the imam, the voice will be full. So this is how Prophet taught us. And he Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would also say, Amma Ba'd. Amma Ba'd is an opening phrase for Islamic speeches, which means to proceed. After this, that's why you say Amma Ba'd. Faya ibadallah, ittaqullah, usikum wa nafsi bittaqwallahi, faqad fazal muttaqun. For Friday prayers. Then my dear brothers in Islam, or in Malay, Sedap Jumat yang dirahmati Allah, all these things will be there. And this is how we taught if you are delivering any speech. Even just now, so Amma Ba'd, then all praises be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is how the ethic. The best of speech is embodied in the book of Allah. And the best of guidance is the guidance of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the most evil of affairs are their innovations, and every innovation is misguidance. So where this Prophet says the whole tied to the teaching of the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So whatever we speak with evidence. Whatever we do from the evidence. Then followed by وَفِي رِوَايَةٍ لَهُ كَانَتْ خُطْبَةُ النَّبِي صلى الله عليه وسلم يوم الجمعة يحمد الله ويثني عليه ثم يقول على إثر ذلك وقد علا صوته. And in a narration of Muslim, in the Prophet's khutbah on Friday, he would praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and extol him. He would begin, Alhamdulillah, innal hamdalillah, nahmadu wa nasta'in wa nastaghfir. What is it? The meaning is it, only how you put the structure. Then following that, he would say, and he had raised his voice. Followed by وَفِي رِوَايَةٍ لَهُ مَنْ يَهْدِهِ اللَّهُ فَلَا مُضِلَّ لَهُ وَمَنْ يُضْلِلْ فَلَا هَادِيَ لَهُ وَلِلنَّسَاءِ وَكُلَّ ضَلَالَةٍ فِي النَّارِ. And in another narration from Muslim, whoever Allah guides, no one can lead astray, and whoever Allah leads astray, no one can guide him. An-Nasai has said every guidance is a cause to enter the fire. When we see this word bid'ah, I believe everybody here understands what's bid'ah and ever heard bid'ah. Using of this word bid'ah is very, very sensitive. Bid'ah means something new. Okay? For fun, for joke, we can use this word bid'ah. Hey, you're doing bid'ah. But we should look into it. Is it correct? Is bid'ah? Oh, Rasulullah didn't do. Okay, good. How many hadith books you have read? If you have read all the 6 books, plus 3 more, all the 9, Alhamdulillah. Look at the history. Seerah. Everything you have read, okay. Not looking at the YouTube. People share. Oh, this Ustaz say is bid'ah. That Ustaz say that is bid'ah. Because I came across friends who are like that. Jama'ah who are like that. Because last time when I work certain academic place, I friend. So before we use it, because there's certain thing, it follows culture. There are certain things, it follows Sunnah Rasulullah. Sunnah Rasulullah, yes, you can say there's bid'ah, it's not practiced from Rasulullah. But if there's culture, then we should look into it. Let me give you an example. According to some of them, Azan in the time of Prophet only one. Only one time. Is it the first Azan or second Azan? Okay, which is the first Azan? Okay. 12:50, now it's 12:50, right? Azan. First slot, right? Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Okay, then everybody wake up, pray Sunnah prayer. After that, the Imam go up. Then the second azan. So there's a second one. So first and second, which is the original azan? Which one, brother? Sorry? Last one, second one. Correct, second one. That means that was the original azan which was held in the time of Prophet. That means when Prophet entered the mosque, Prophet sit in the mimbar, then Bilal bin Rabah will call the azan. Now how come the first azan? First azan came in the time of Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan radhiyallahu anhu. Who's Sayyidina Abu Uthman? Sayyidina Uthman is the third caliph, third Khalifa, and he is son-in-law of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why he had another azan? I mean the beginning azan. Why he had azan? Because at his time, the population means the people who stay there increased. Now you see only this group. This is the time of Prophet. Later on, let's say about 30 of them. In the time of Sayyidina Uthman become 100. So a lot of them last time, they are traders, merchants. So they do business. When they hear azan, then they start to close their shop, they start to keep their things. When the moment they come, half of the khutbah is gone. I mean, first khutbah is finished. So Sayyidina Uthman, when it reaches the waktu, Sayyidina Uthman says, we call the first azan. The first azan is to say that the Jum'ah waktu has arrived. So people, those who are working or what, they will close their shop, they pack their things, or someone to take shower and everything, they got time to come. Last time was not like this, mosque everywhere can find. Some people got no money to buy camel or what, they walk. Now you got no money to buy motor, bicycle. You cannot buy bicycle. Got all kind of you can QR code. You can just So we don't change that now. Cannot. Don't always think about now. We look at history first. Now everything convenient. Last time it's not convenient. So Sayyidina Uthman came up with this. The reason of this additional azan was because of the population increase. And from the time of Sayyidina Uthman until now, there are some people, because last time I went to study a lot of countries, so I have friends, that's why I say, when we just study the Sunnah of Rasulullah, we don't always, Rasulullah didn't do, it's bid'ah. That's why I say, usage of the word bid'ah, we must really understand. There are some things, yes, there is bid'ah. There is something like azan, and it's not bid'ah. When we look into the history, how we can label it as a bid'ah? I mean, if he says that bid'ah, he says bid'ah, kullu bid'atin dalalah, wa kullu dalalatin finnar. All bid'ah is misguide, and all misguide go to hell. I mean, are we telling that Sayyidina Uthman do a wrong thing? Even we see the compilation of the Quran, which was compiled by Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radhiyallahu anhu. Rasulullah time the Quran was not compiled. Even when Sayyidina Umar radhiyallahu anhu asked Sayyidina Abu Bakr to compile the Quran, he don't want to compile. He said to Sayyidina Umar that what Rasulullah did not do, I don't want to do. He don't want. But Sayyidina Umar repeatedly asked him, we must do. Why? A lot of Hufaz. Hufaz means plural of Hafiz. The one who memorized the Quran, a lot of them, they died in the war. So because of that, we need to compile. They say, okay, wait, let me discuss with the ulama of this era. After having shura, they agree. Then only he asked Sayyidina Umar to talk to one of the Sahaba, ask to bring. Compile people. For example, this brother good in recitation, this brother good in writing. Come. You all do. Even the first time asked Zaid, if I'm not wrong, Zaid to call, he did not. He rejected. He said, I don't want to do what Rasulullah did not do. Later on, after Sayyidina Abu Bakr explained to him, he agreed. And Rasulullah says that, hold tight to my sunnah and the sunnah of Khulafa Rashidin, buy it with your wisdom. Not you take it, you buy. I mean, hold tight. So who are the Khulafa Rashidin? Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Umar ibn Khattab, Uthman ibn Affan, Ali bin Abi Talib radiyallahu anhu. These four of them. So what Sayyidina Uthman did was not a bid'ah. What Sayyidina Abu Bakr compiled the Quran is not a bid'ah. So you see? And another issue about bid'ah, normally people argue, praying 2 rakaat before Fardu Jum'ah. Ustaz, Rasulullah did not do 2 rakaat Qabliyah Jum'ah. Okay, now we use our common sense. In the time of Rasul, how many azan? 1 azan, correct? So when to do Qabliyah Jum'ah? Got time to do or not? No time, why? Rasulullah got remember, azan called, Rasulullah delivered the khutbah. If everybody going to pray Sunnah Qabliyah, who is going to listen to the khutbah? Nobody. So that's why there's no Sunnah Qabliyah. But Sayyidina Uthman time, first azan, after that there's a gap. So during that gap, so people do Sunnah prayer. If you choose to do, you do. You don't choose to do, okay, up to you. It is Sunnah. So you see, it's not say that people do this, you don't do bid'ah. Unless Prophet time there's 2 azan, then you can see this bid'ah. Prophet time was 1 azan. When we look over here now, I believe some of you went to Makkah, Umrah or Hajj before. Subuh, how many azan there? 2 azan, Alhamdulillah. There's 1 azan, 1 hour before the actual subuh. And there's no as-salatu khairun minan nawm. Time, fly fast. So fast ini tidak berapa. MashaAllah. The first azan, 1 hour before subuh. There's no as-salatu khairun minan nawm. Why? Because they want to give a signal to those who come to Makkah. There's a lot of people. Wake up call. They don't put an alarm there. They put a wake up call. So when we hear the azan, we wake up, we get ready. Prophet time they did not practice this. So can we say now what Makkah doing is bid'ah? Things which they do is really in need. It benefits the ummah. Always we see, is there any beneficial or anything which can spoil it? Mafsadat or maslahat. This is what we look in Qaeda. So things does not, that's why I said when we see something, don't straight away this bid'ah. Rasulullah did not do. So do you look from other angles? That's why I said, do you read all the 6 hadith books? Do you read all the 9 hadith books or more than that? Do you read all the 4 scholars of view? Do you go and read all the scholars of fiqh? Even Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn Qayyim, Rahimahullah Ta'ala, all these books. History, without that, oh no, I heard this Ustaz is like that. So that is the problem. So we need to understand, that's why I said this word bid'ah is very, very sensitive. If you think you don't want to follow, that is up to you. But if you're telling someone it is bid'ah, before you say it, make sure you have looked into the history. Like what I give an example. For the even the tarawih, Rasulullah did 8 rakat. There's some hadith says Rasulullah went into the room, he continued some. How many we don't know? Sayyidina Umar did 20 rakat. They also say things Sayyidina Umar. Who's Sayyidina Umar? Second Khalif. So you want to do 20, you do. You want to do 8, you do. The problem is those who don't do tarawih. They are the one problem. You do 8, you do 20, Alhamdulillah. Important, you do 20, but you don't have the khushu. You pray 10 rakat, when the Imam wants to finish, when the Imam wants to finish, you see the timing. What is the point you do 20 rakat? You see it? There are people, 30 days, 20 rakat, they pray in the mosque. After that, oh, this Imam finished very late. Then from here, says why? You want to finish your tarawih so fast. What does tarawih mean? You do slow. Relax, not do fast. You do fast, there's one video in one country. How many minutes they finish 20 rakat? I don't know whether you all have seen the video or not. I don't want to mention each country, everything. But you see, so what is the purpose? I mean, you do for the sake of doing. These are the people who say, these people, this one. We are not here to pinpoint you wrong, you wrong. Rasulullah time, Rasulullah did that. Khulafa Rashidin did that. Not out of Khulafa Rashidin. So Khulafa Rashidin said the whole tied to my sunnah, my following, and the following of the 4 Khulafa Rashidin. This is a hadith sahih. It's not a make-up hadith. So we hold tight, we follow what they have done. So you want to do 20, you do 8, there's no issue. The issue is people don't pray, and the issue is people do 20 very fast. There's no khushu, no focus. You want, for example, 8:30 is Isha, by 10 everything finished. Read Fatiha very fast. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim. Amin. Then behind you, so just only wake up. Allahu Akbar. So far. So you see, what is the objective of praying tarawih? Okay. So we pray 8 rakat, do it properly. 20 rakat, do it properly. Ustaz, I cannot do 20 rakat, Ustaz, not feeling well. 12 rakat. Alhamdulillah. I always tell people, those who are working, you come back home late, you reach house, very tired. I only can do 2 rakat. Alhamdulillah. It's between you and Allah. But at least you get that 2 rakat. Because tarawih is only in the month of Ramadan. We don't get any, now you want to do tarawih now? Cannot. Only Ramadan. And Ramadan finish. Tomorrow Shawwal. I'll do tarawih. Cannot. You want to do lah. It's not accepted. So you see, so do what we can. We do the best, but I'm tired. I cannot. So how? Like those who are working, sometimes you're working in shipyard, everything. When you finish 12 hours work, you come back home, this so tired. The month of Ramadan, we are very tired. Those who are working in construction site, some of them may be working delivery, weather very hot. So you see how things goes. Do what you can. Don't simply use the word bid'ah. You know, it's very, very sensitive. If you really know, then you can explain to people. If not, please leave the word bid'ah. Bid'ah, the meaning is innovation, new, something new you bring up. But remember that if you don't know that ibadah is new or not, you have not read the history a lot, you did not read a lot of hadith, do not even jokingly use the word bid'ah. You will end up big fight, big argument. And also for unnecessary things, we use the word bid'ah, it don't make sense. Even dua also. When I was studying in Kuliah, my lecturer from Egypt, after praying, he used to make dua. He made dua. Then he said, well, I must make myself suitable where am I. Malaysia, Asian country, after salat we read doa. So I sorry doa. If that is a bid'ah, for sure he will not do that. He's an Arab guy. So you see, that's why we make ourselves so. Is that culture or is that the way of Prophet? If there's culture, then we follow, as long as you don't contradict Islam. Like I said, dress code, you become imam. As long as you cover your aura, you become imam. If there's no jubah, it's not a big issue. It's sunnah. Even I don't wear this thing. Suddenly I'm the only one who can lead the prayer. Does it, oh, you don't wear your songkok, you cannot become imam. Still can become. But only thing that reward is lesser. It don't look nice. Okay? Wallahu a'lam bissawab. Inshallah, next week we'll continue. We got about 3 more sessions. Inshallah. After that, we'll have a break for Ramadan. If I'm not wrong, we'll be all, then we'll start back somewhere around June, if I'm not wrong, inshallah. So thank you very much for your time. Inshallah, Allah wills, we'll meet again next week and we'll continue with our next discussion about hadith. Let's end up this session by saying tasbih of Rasul to us. Subhanakallah wa bihamdika, asyhadu la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal 'asri inna al-insana fi khusr, alladhina amanu wa 'amilus solihati wa tawassaw bil haqqi wa tawassaw bis sabr. Before I end this salam, if those who, just a gentle reminder, those who still have your qada of fasting Ramadan last year, do fulfill the qada or pay back the qada of fasting before the Ramadan comes. So go back, do remind your wife, your daughters or daughter-in-law, whoever you know. Even male also, some last year didn't pass on, those who have qada, pay back before the next, the Ramadan comes. If not, then they have to pay with fidyah together. Wallahu a'lam bissawab, wa billahi tawfiq wal hidayah, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi